Good morning, welcome back to McLovin Garage. I'm here with DK and we're at his shop today. You can see behind us his Plymouth Duster project, but today we're doing something kind of cool. DK has a engine run stand that he's put together, and we've got a 1973 LA Block 318 on the stand that hasn't run in quite a few years. That's incredible. The plan is that this engine potentially will go into my 1973 Dodge Dart Swinger. If you haven't seen that video, go back through my channel. I might even link it up here somewhere. You can check out that car. It currently has a slant 6 in it. I sold the car when I was 18 because it was too slow. I've since bought it back. It's still too slow. And so DK is gonna help me maybe make it faster. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you around this engine. We've got a table full of parts. We're gonna slap as many of these, well, all the parts we need on here to make it run. And we're gonna try to get this thing running on the stand today to see what we've got as far as an engine for my car. So I appreciate Donovan letting us use his shop and his time and his parts to make this run. This is gonna be a fun day. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Any comments?
No, let's get busy.
Let's do it.
Let's make it happen.
All right, here we go. So here's our table full of parts. We've got our toolkit, we've got our starter, we've got our hoses for our radiator. Donovan's got a full set of gauges that go on the back of this stand, and so we'll put all those on so we can monitor the health of the engine when we get it fired. He's got all the torque specs and tightening reference for all of the bolts on this engine. One of the cool things that he's got is he's got the title for the car that this came out of. It came out of a 1973 Plymouth. My car's a 73, so that's awesome. Look at the VIN number here, B48756. All right, so look at that, and then I'm gonna bring you over here to this engine. Let's shine my light down here. We'll see if we can't get you in there. But right there, it says B487456. So this came out of that car. It's stamped on the side of the block. Bring you back to the title. 73, so we know it came out of that car. Donovan said that this car hasn't run, or this engine hasn't probably been fired for about 10 years, he estimates. He took that car apart and actually parted it out. He kept the engine and some other parts that he wanted and parted out the rest. You can see it's got I'm guessing that's a 1 barrel, maybe it's a 2. It's essentially all factory. It's all, Donovan, is that a 2 barrel or a 1 barrel carb?
That's a 2 barrel.
A little 2 barrel, that's what I thought. You can see his stand, this thing's super cool. Got the radiator on there. We'll have a set of gauges back here so we can monitor it. We got a spot to mount this bell housing so it can spin. But yeah, just a car fresh 318, hasn't been torn apart. It's all original.
I figure we'll go ahead and roll it over to top dead center.
Okay.
Number 1 firing about 10 degrees before top dead center.
Okay.
Mark our distributor for number 1 plug, which we have that's left is 1. So here's our number 1 plug. Number 1 tower.
There we go. You guys see what we did there? We marked number 1 cylinder and number 1 cylinder on the distributor so we can get everything back the way it's supposed to go.
Since it hasn't run, and I've been here 9 years, so I'm confident it's been right at 10 years. Oh, it's already sitting on number 1 right there.
Oh, how did we get that lucky?
Right. Okay. Mark that. Oh, hear that compression.
Yeah.
I'm backing it off quite a bit because I'm going to come back around and that'll take the slack out of the timing chain as we come up to 10 degrees. And here we come. There it is. Close enough.
10. So there's 10 degrees before top dead center, right?
Right.
Yep, 10 degrees before. Now we'll look at our rotor. You can see it's just before our timing mark.
Wipe that mark that I put on there to begin with. That top one off. Okay, that's still there. So that'll be where the rotor sits. We'll mark on our distributor body to the block, so we know that orientation.
Where it's going to go back in when we're done?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll have to mark it for the intermediate shaft when we pull that out. So
Okay.
make sure we get that back in the same place.
Starter in. We'll get it hooked up here shortly. I got all these bolt heads, all these studs, I got them cleaned up so they're ready to accept some hardware. Should be much easier to get stuff to thread on and off of it now.
Right, if you want to start on the headers, I can start on the cooling hoses.
Okay. All right, here we got some engine run stand headers. I'm gonna throw these on. Okay, progress update. Headers are on. Lower, upper radiator hose. The bypass hose from the water pump is on. This header's on. We're getting there, making some progress. I don't know, guys. I find this fascinating and fun. I hope you guys enjoy it too. All right, so we got our battery tray on there. We've got our electronic ignition components on a bracket that go in the back of the bell housing here. All right, now we've got our command post set up, control center. We've got a water temp, voltmeter, oil pressure, start, run, fuel, fan / water pump if you had an electric water pump on there. And then behind it we've got our battery tray and our we've got our voltage regulator, right?
Regulator, right?
Electronic
ECU.
ignition, yep.
Yep, and it should have had a starter relay, but the weld broke on it.
Which is hanging right here.
Yeah, so it's just
We've got our starter relay so we can fire that sucker up.
Just dangling.
Goes to our distributor. And our coolant temp sensor, it looks like. Man, I like it. It's well thought out.
Yeah, if
You want me to hold that?
If it wasn't in a
In a jumble.
jump right, twisted up mess at the moment.
It happens. It's been sitting for a while. And you know, when you set it down, it was all, you know, it's like Christmas lights. You have it all
Right.
organized and then you take it back out the next year and it looks like somebody shook the box.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat here. It was all neat and tidy and then it sat.
So that flops over that side to go to the alternator, which that alternator says it needs rebuild, so I'm gathering it doesn't charge, which isn't a big deal for what we're doing.
Right?
There we go. There's the distributor's connection
Wiring.
there. Coil, negative on the coil. Goes there. Yeah, you can set that
Set
up,
that,
Ryan. And so we won't mess with any of the distributor
Yep.
stuff now because we were going to want to pop that out
Right.
and give it a.
Once over.
We'll give it a priming with the old drill and the
Oh, right. Get some
priming.
oil pressure.
Yep.
Okay.
Get the oil pressure up.
Yeah.
I mean, better safe than sorry if we can just
Yeah.
wash all the bearings with some oil.
Yeah. Good call. Got our water temp sensor here.
Voltage regulator. There.
It's really not doesn't take a whole lot to get an engine running, does it?
No.
As far as wiring and
Right.
electrical. Starter relay.
Yep. There's our. We need this one here. Not so much here or here, but right here.
Right there.
Right here. Sure, I can drop all that stuff
Right.
down there
Oh, I
somewhere.
love that, yeah.
Never find it again. And
You know, the nice thing about not being in a car is you don't have to worry about it falling and really never finding
Right.
it on a cross member or a...
how much that'll leak without some Teflon tape. I can always
Right.
put Teflon tape on it.
It's gonna look like you and I are the man and knew exactly what we were doing.
Oh, we do. Don't try to convince me otherwise.
That's right. That's right.
Don't wanna hurt my fragile ego.
Don't ruin my flow.
Because once it's on there, it looks like it's meant to be. There we go. Full cooperation. Much appreciated.
All right, so we're hooking up the alternator. This one has a note on it that says needs rebuild. So we're guessing it probably doesn't work, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna have everything hooked up the way it's supposed to be, and see what comes of it. We're making progress. Got water temp in. We've got some stuff hooked up back here, the ECU, the voltage regulator. We're going to tighten up a few more things, and then we're going to get into the distributor. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to lube this thing up with some, see what kind of oil pressure it builds.
Yeah, it still has dinosaur juice in
It
it.
does. Got some oil?
Can somewhat see through the stick. It's definitely could use an oil change.
Right.
Body's marked there. #1 tower is marked there in white, so we just line that up there, and away we go.
Oh, there we go. Not too bad.
Oh, the seal seems to be okay.
Yeah, that's great. That wasn't bad at all. Oh, distributor's pulled out. Oh yeah, you can see, maybe, probably not, the intermediate shaft down there. Let's see if I can shed some light on it. There we go. Kind of see the intermediate shaft down there. We're going to mark which way that's angled. Okay. Get some schmutz off. Yeah. Pretty clean engine overall. I mean, it's not all gunked up and gooey.
Okay, our intermediate shaft is doing this number here.
Sweet.
All right.
Is there something I can do to hold it up? Oh, dude, you the man.
We got it.
We got it.
Good job, fella.
Winning. We are winning. Look at that. And that's called the intermediate shaft, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Yep. Need a towel?
I just use this one right here.
That was cool. We got her. Yeah, she's showing a little varnish on there, huh?
Right.
Yep. I see now why she was.
Yeah, we can take some steel wool or a Scotch-Brite pad and some brake clean and
Clean her up.
clean that shaft up, right?
Yeah, see that?
So then it doesn't cause us that issue again.
Yep. There it is. That's why it was so sticky, and then this probably didn't help either down here. That's where it's the worst. Nice.
So yeah, we can
Spin
run
her
that
now.
run that shaft down there, spin it with the drill,
Yep.
get us some dinosaur juice up around those cam lobes and the light. We won't have to dry fire that. That'll be better on the bearings and the lifters and cam.
Right.
Oh, look at that.
There it comes.
There's
Oh,
30.
you can-
There's
you
40. We're headed up to 50,
You can feel the
52.
pressure. Yep.
right? It's a lot more than you think it would be.
It
isn't
is. Yeah, there's a
Right.
lot more pressure there. Yeah. What are we at?
Here, 56, 58. Looks like it's stalled out. 58, 59,
Pretty darn good oil pressure.
59. Yeah, we're sitting right at 59. I would run it for a while,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side of things, because the engine itself can't oil everything that we're talking about, all of the lifters, because of the way the camshaft has oiling provisions in it. The cam has to spin,
Got you.
and those oiling passages that are the dimples that are in the cam, I believe it's like on the number 3, it's the center one that feeds the heads.
Right.
They're not always uncovered.
Right.
So it gets in a certain place and it uncovers the passage, allows the oil to go through, then it closes it back up. I believe it's probably a good design.
Yeah.
We're up to 60 now.
I saw the oil moving.
Right, that's what you
Flowing
want to
down the
see.
shaft,
Right,
yeah.
that's what you want to see is eventually you'll see oil running out of the lifter valley
Okay.
and running back towards you, towards the back of the engine.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just a little above 60.
Nice.
Yep. We can probably call that good.
Like that?
Yeah, why not? And we'll put this back together and top off. We'll put some water in it, and I gotta get a bar set up to support our exhaust system.
Okay.
Once we get that done, we you know, go back over it for any fundamental errors that we might have done.
Kind of a checklist at the end, yeah.
Check things for tightness, make sure that we've got all that going, and
Okay.
light it off.
Sweet.
Make it happen.
Hey, that's a good sign right there. 60 pounds oil pressure. We'll take it.
Drop that fellow back in there. You want to do that and line it up with the marks that we. It lines up with these two marks here.
So hypothetically,
Here, let's. It has lube down the shaft.
yeah.
There. Down in here, there's enough lube in there. That's probably good.
So there's how we want it.
Right, and it's gonna twist with the helix on the gear.
So probably back a little bit from that.
Oh, just go ahead. It's easy, Ryan. Just drop it straight on down in there.
Okay.
And then just use your screwdriver and go like counterclockwise and then back clockwise, and you'll be able to line it up in there that way.
I think I might be back a gear. Look at that and tell me what you think. I think I might need to bring it up and come back.
Right. Bring it up and
one more twist.
One more clockwise, right?
Yep. So we were using. Will this? Oh, this will bring it up with the gear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll climb the helix of the gear.
Yep. Not too far. Okay, so I'm going to go back this way, like so, and then. Probably one too far back now.
No, that looks like money. That looks like money to me.
Okay. Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yep, I think it's right on.
Yeah,
I think we'll go with that.
Money.
Cool. So we'll line that up to face our marks that we had.
There's that one. Back in here. Wow, look at that.
I think we almost know what we're doing. I like that.
There you go. Line back up there. It's all solid in there. We'll put the clamp on.
Clamp. Timing should be right. Our distributor's in the right spot.
Okay, rotor's there. Make sure that's there. It's important.
Why
won't it start? How come it doesn't have any spark?
What are we doing? Check it out. Got the exhaust system on our run stand. It's an old van exhaust that he had, and works great. Mounts up to his our headers. But check that out. Pretty much all done except for we're gonna kind of go through a little checklist and make sure we got everything. We need water in the radiator. We're gonna give it a once over, make sure everything's ready to go. And then we're gonna swing it around, and we're gonna put it outside the garage door so we don't knock ourselves unconscious with fumes.
Right.
But we've got our oil pressure gauge, we've got our water temp gauge, we've got our alternator hooked up, we've got our electronic ignition, we've got our voltage regulator, we've got our gauges back here on our panel. We got start, run, fuel, and fan if we needed to run a electric fan or a water pump. We've got our headers on, we've got our dual exhaust, we've got our fuel line ready to go and plumbed. We've got all of our water hoses on, coolant hoses. Last couple checks here before we put some fuel in her. Starter's on. Battery's here. It's ready to be hooked up. Here's our positive cable. There's our starter relay. We got our distributor back in it. We primed it. It had 60 pounds of oil pressure, as you saw on the video. It's hooked up here to our ECM. What do you think, Donovan?
Yeah.
Ready to rock?
Give it a go.
All right.
We can always, give it a quick start right here, but
Yeah.
we can always turn it around too.
Yeah, might as well turn it around and get it ready so we don't have to do it later. Oh yeah, we got squirter. We got squirter for days. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna fire this sucker up. Ready? Got our fuel jug. Got it run in there. Man, I don't know how much more ready we can be for this. Dang.
How hard was that?
Not very. Oh.
I might have to get the timing light
Yep.
out.
Wow. margin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, about 14.
Got some lifter noise right
Yeah,
now.
a little lifter tick. 50, almost 60 pounds of oil pressure. Man.
If I flooded it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm out of juice.
Is it pulling?
Yeah, it hasn't pulled fuel
Oh.
into the float bowl yet.
Yep. Bottle feed it.
Right, sure, that sounds smooth.
It does, yeah. Like you said, a little lifter tick, but otherwise.
Right, that should come out here after a little bit of running time, a little bit of heat up. Like I said, when we do the pre-oiling with the drill, and we're not rotating the engine over, we're not uncovering all the oil passages to allow it to feed. It looks like we've got a pretty good carburetor
Yep.
leak there too.
Yep. Get a.
But it should be good enough to run for now.
Ooh.
The choke ball is still trying to work. Yep. Come on now.
There we go. Pulling?
Our fuel pumps, John.
Yeah. Or I coiled that too far.
Just go
There we go. Yep.
see what that does. I mean, the fuel pump's old, so
Yep.
still juicing up here.
Man, it's nice and quiet with that exhaust on it.
Right.
You can downright actually work on it.
Right.
Oh, don't fart. There he goes. We got some now. Oh, we're leaking here. We might want to. I got a little bit of fuel come out of the bottom of that.
Okay, that's probably dry.
Bad hose. Yep.
Dry rotted or maybe cracked right there. So
Yep.
let's tighten that down a little bit more.
Oh. Yeah, it's split. You can see it.
The hose,
Yeah, it's junk.
or the fuel filter's junk.
No, the hose.
Okay.
Yeah, the hose is split.
Well, I have more of it. So
Sweet. Actually, we might as well replace both. I can see a split up here too. So.
yeah, let's take that
Yep.
off of there and put some new stuff on it.
Yep. Nice. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I love the run stand.
Right?
That is by far the best way to do this.
It's a lot nicer than, like I said, trying to put it in a car or whatever, and all these small things that go into a cart, and then it's all the time taking it back out.
Yep. Well, and it doesn't take long to set it up. Not long enough to make it not fun to do. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it actually is enjoyable, and we can get all the way around it without dealing with fenders and wheels and
Yep.
hood and everything else. Trying to figure out what you're looking at, and you can inspect the whole engine all at once. All right, we're gonna put this back together so we don't have a fuel leak. That's probably why it didn't help draw either, because it had a
Sure.
air pocket. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
I guess
Give her a little
round 2 or 3.
little ball. Yeah. Yep, it's pulling. Oh,
What is it? Is that fuel in
it does. Yeah, well, at least it's starting to bubble up there. It's not full yet, but
there? Yeah, some more.
yeah.
Down this little vent tubey. All right.
It's looking pretty good out of there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep, it's dripping.
Where that starter? That starter's new.
Is it?
It's a good one.
Yeah. It's not leaking after you get it. It's pulling. There's not much in that filter. It was bubbling, and now it's just kind of sitting.
I wonder if the pump is taking a dump.
Yep.
Pump and dump.
We just don't have the proper amount of suction.
If those rubber hoses were dry rotted and cracked or whatever, that would stand to reason the diaphragm and that pump might be the same way.
Right. Makes sense.
Fuel, it should be doing
Yep.
already.
Yep.
So it looks like we got a.
I think we got a bad fuel pump. Yep.
So
That's my guess.
see about bypassing it, I guess. And
All right, so we've got it running, but it looks like our fuel pump's junk at the moment. I'm guessing the diaphragm's dead. And so we're gonna hook up a little electric fuel pump and see if we can't get it running with that. I have dirt on my face. What's going on here? Probably. So we're gonna try to get it running with the electric fuel pump and see if we can't pull some fuel. We tried several times and weren't getting any fuel up to the carburetor. Give her a go.
should be enough fuel dumped down
Yeah.
there by now, I would think.
I would think. Woo. Yeah, it did. Yeah, no more lifter tick. Yep.
Man, it sounds good.
It does. Sounds great. Is the fuel pump on?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just watching the
Oh, yeah.
air's out or not.
Yep. Got a little burn off going. Yep. Man. Still got good oil pressure?
50 pounds.
Yep. Dude, that's rad. The little engine that could. Do you think it's just sucking up? Do you think it's got enough pressure to just suck fuel?
I don't know.
Oh, that's weird. That's cool. Okay, let's pull the dart in here and swap it. That's awesome. It's charging too. No way. No way.
Dude, this thing sounds like
It's
a
a-
singer would be proud.
And you said it's been sitting 10 years?
Yeah, I know it's been sitting 10 years. I've been here for 9. I've
Okay.
never put it on the stand here.
Yeah.
I put it on the stand back there, as I recall, or got it running and whatever I did.
That's a 318 LA motor that's been sitting for 10 years running on the engine stand.
Right?
Nice work. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's cool. That's super cool. Look at that. 50 pounds of oil pressure at idle. Charging 13 and a half volts. Now we'll just wait for the water temp to come up.
Yeah.
Wow. How cool is that?
Wonder what it sounds like out here.
That's right.
Oh, listen to that radical cam stuff. Go out there and listen to it.
I will. I'm gonna. Yeah. Oh, listen to that baby. Woo. That's sweet. That sounds great.
Right?
Nothing wrong with that engine. I'm gonna burn my leg on some exhaust.
Yeah, that's probably worth $200.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Dude, that is so cool. Now I want an engine stand.
Right?
Do you think that pump is just coming back around maybe and pulling fuel? Like, I don't know, how are we getting,
know.
I wonder
That could very well be.
yeah, I ain't gonna,
Right.
maybe it just need to be primed.
Right? It's doing what it's supposed to
Yeah.
do.
Yep. It sounds great. That away.
Right? Put the
That's
pile,
cool.
right?
Sure does.
Pile on your grill, right?
Yep. Dude, that's rad.
Coming up on 140 for temperature.
Okay. Starting to come up.
Yeah.
40 psi of oil pressure. I don't think, as long as it's running, I don't really think it's leaking.
Right. Exactly.
Still at 13, charging.
Oil pressure goes right up to 50.
Yep.
Give it a little.
I mean, that's a factory oil pump in it. It's not high volume or anything.
No, that's as factory's gonna get out of a 73, I would believe.
Yep. I love when they come to life.
Yeah, we let it get up to 180 and bust the plugs out of it, run a compression
Yep.
check on it.
Yeah. What do you think, guys? That's pretty awesome, isn't it? It took us, I don't know, probably 3 hours to put it on the stand and get it running. But listen to it. It's been sitting for over 10 years not running, and just sitting on a, actually sitting on the ground, I think, out here. And it's coming up to temp, running. Can't ask for better than that. I don't see any leaks either. Wow, so cool.
I don't see any leaks either.
So explain what we're about to do.
We're going to do a compression check on it. So it's up to operating temperature. We're going to pull out all the spark plugs, and then we're going to hold the carburetor wide open so it doesn't have any restriction of air going in there. And we're going to crank it over and see what kind of compression each of these cylinders does.
And that'll help determine the health of this engine.
Yep.
Is essentially what we're trying to do. See how the rings are seated against the cylinder walls. Beautiful.
150?
Yep.
That's there. 150, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
So hopefully they're all in
All
that-
the same, yeah.
Yeah, all in that neck of the woods.
Yep, that'd be great.
So that's number one.
Yep.
What's our temperature, Ryan?
Temperature on the motor?
Yep.
190.
190.
185, I guess, yeah.
150.
150, yep. 150.
150.
150, a little, yeah.
155.
It was like 155, it looked like. Yep. Yep. 150.
150. hit 160.
Yeah.
Right, 150,
155. Yep.
Might have hit 160.
Yeah, 155, 160.
155. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the.
Right. It's harder to
little
read,
marks.
especially when
Yep.
you're looking at You're
Yep.
that far away. We'll
Yeah.
just call it 155.
And we're still at 175 temp.
Okay.
150 on the nose.
That's great.
Yeah, that's really great.
One last one.
That's right.
Let's see if it's
Let's.
doing the same thing.
Yep. Let's see if we got. I agree. This is exciting.
That'd be great if they all bust off in the 150.
Right.
area. You got a great rebuildable core.
Absolutely. That's easy 160.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was way up
160.
there. Yep.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
that's sweet.
Right?
What do you think?
I think that's great.
I do too.
Right.
Man, she's tight. Tight little motor. Yep, right at 170 even on the nose. So we did that test from about 185 down to 170.
Yep, we lost 15 degrees of temperature, but all
Yep.
the compression stayed the same.
It did. Yep.
So we're doing well.
Yeah. Nice. Dr. DK bringing the facts here.
Bring it back to life.
Look at our table full of goodies, tools and parts and pieces. Yeah, buddy.
Make it go.
That's right. Make her run. Make her run.
Well, let's see if it lights off again, I
Yeah.
guess.
Man, dude, I'm stoked about that. That's cool. What a healthy little mouse motor.
Right? Right?
Wow.
Right?
Wow. So we just checked all the compression. It's all over 150 or better. Now that it's warm, 20 pounds of oil pressure at idle. It runs up to about 40. It's charging. Our water temps back down to 160-ish. Yep, 150, 160. It's quiet.
Right?
No valve train noise.
Right?
I mean, that you can't ask for anything better than that. I have motor mounts. Let's just stab it. Let's not even take it apart.
All we need is transmission.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yep. And realistically,
You could put it in there just like
leave
that
it.
if you really wanted to.
Yeah. I even like that the valve covers have rust on them. It matches the car.
Right? That's all the factory stuff there, as I can tell.
I mean, I can't even believe that carburetor. I mean, it, obviously it's leaking, but the accelerator pump works.
Yep.
And is that a bearing, like a bushing that we would have to get to?
Put a bushing through there, yep.
Yep.
Take the throttle plate out, pull out, push it, put it back together.
Yep.
Provided the shaft isn't too worn out. Normally it's the aluminum that's worn out because it's softer
Yep.
than steel, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
listen to it.
I know. I can't believe it. I mean, I got to because I'm looking right at it, but.
And even with those mufflers, it sounds like it's got a little bit of a juice to it.
It does.
Throttle response.
Oh yeah. That's incredible. That is so cool. I bet this is the best day not at work ever. Wow. How cool is that, guys? Oh yeah, here's the car. Here's the car it's going into.
Right?
What do you think?
Engine,
Yep.
same year car, 73.
Yep, 73 engine, 318. Listen to the way it sounds. Let's put it in there. I can hear it.
Car might be getting excited thinking about that too.
Yeah, hopefully she runs on the way home.
Right.
Dude, that's killer. Yep, sitting at 190. 20 pounds of oil pressure. I think even that fuel pump must have come back around.
Yeah, it must. It's still running.
Yeah.
It's full.
Yep. Well, what do you think? 318 has great compression, ran like a champ. It's been sitting for over 10 years, guys, and it fired up on the engine stand. It ran great. A little low on oil pressure at idle once the oil got warm, but there's probably a few factors in that. One is the quality of the oil. Two is, yeah, it might be a little bit worn out and ready for maybe an oil pump, maybe some new bearings. But I think it's going to be a great engine to go in my Dart. So you'll see more of this engine on the channel later. Today was kind of a test it out, see what we think. It's going to get some performance parts before it ever goes in the Dart. You saw the Dart today. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. That really helps the channel. So says YouTube, apparently. But I'd appreciate all your support, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Dr. DK, for the help. Come on over here.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was great.
I do too.
Yeah,
I agree.
there wasn't any doubt in my mind that it'd light off, given my years of Chrysler experience. But
it's always fun, regardless of how long you've been doing it. It's always fun to hear them run,
absolutely.
Especially after they've been sitting for a while.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Thank you again.
Rejuvenating.
Appreciate
the old
it very
stuff.
much. Yes.
Absolutely.
So, and we're hungry, so we're gonna go get some lunch. And it's a little late for lunch, but we're gonna go eat, and you'll see some more on the channel later. Thanks for being here at McLovin Garage. Talk to you later. Bye.